Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery.
Right.
It's them young ones that cut.
Yes.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills.
Right.
I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself. They're grateful for that, but I just wished of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
So Katt Williams is not holding back. He just went off on Shannon Sharpe and is savage. After ESPN let Shannon go, Katt had zero sympathy. He basically said, how you gonna give everybody advice and then fall for the oldest trick in the book? Shannon just settled a massive $50 million lawsuit with Gabriella Zuniga, an ex-OnlyFans model. And right after that, ESPN dropped him like a hot potato. Now here's the wild part. Katt warned him. Right there on Club Shay Shay, Katt looked Shannon dead in the face and told him that messing with certain women could end his whole career.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
And Monique, she co-signed that too, dropping solid dating wisdom. But Shannon, he shrugged it off and kept doing his thing.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn.
And look where he landed. Jobless, embarrassed, and writing a check that could buy a mansion. Instead of being smart, Shannon got dragged through the headlines, paid a huge settlement, and still lost his job. And now, ESPN wants nothing to do with him. Let's be real. What major network wants to touch a guy whose biggest story is tied to a messy lawsuit? Sources close to Shannon say Katt has zero sympathy. One insider even spilled that Katt had the inside scoop way before the drama exploded. He knew Shannon was dealing with Gabriella and saw the whole setup coming. And although Katt made it sound like he was talking about the Jonathan Major situation, he was really calling out Shannon without naming him.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Major, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out, and you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
That just proves it. Katt might crack jokes, but he never lies. Shannon didn't listen, and now he's paying the price. The craziest part, Shannon thought settling with Gabriella would make the drama go away and save his ESPN deal. But nope. He cut that check, and ESPN still pulled the plug. And get this, Gabriella quit OnlyFans just 24 hours after the settlement hit the blogs. She posted on Instagram, "Today I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me for the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter." So, yeah. Shannon literally gave her the softest retirement plan ever. She walked away from that app set for life. Gabriella just hit generational wealth from dealing with a flashy 50-something man who thought he could finesse the game. But fans ain't feeling sorry for Shannon. They're dragging him left and right, not just for getting played, but for the hypocrisy. This is the same guy who said he wouldn't spend more than $30,000 on his own daughter's wedding. But leaked text showed that Gabriella was charging him $25,000 per night for each hotel sheet. One user on X posted, "It needed to happen to expose how much of a hypocrite Shannon is. He lost the little respect he had. Now he's out here giving millions to an ex-worker, but only wanted to give his daughter $30,000 for her wedding." Another chimed in, "Shannon Sharpe has done so many things wrong, but learning about him being cheap with his daughter's wedding really made me side-eye that country bumpkin. You paid more for that young white girl who saw you as a lick. How dumb was that?" To make it worse, after Shannon handed Gabriella those millions, ESPN didn't even put out a statement. Not one. People magazine reached out to them for comment, and ESPN was like, nope, they wanted nothing to do with it. And how did Shannon respond? He finally broke his silence on July 30th during the Nightcap podcast. He tried to act calm, saying he was at peace with ESPN's decision, but behind the scenes, sources say he begged them not to cut him off. Things got even messier behind the scenes. Shannon Sharpe begged PN to delay the announcement of his firing until after his big bro, Sterling Sharpe, got inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Shannon knew the lawsuit and sudden ESPN cut would overshadow Sterling's moment, and he even apologized to him for stealing the spotlight. But ESPN and Disney, they didn't care, not even a little. They shut him down and moved forward without hesitation. And here's where it gets really insane. Shannon was this close to landing a $100 million deal before that lawsuit exploded.
Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
He was in advanced talks for a podcast mega deal that would have tied in all of his media projects. Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. That deal was going to turn him into a full-blown media mogul. In fact, just 3 days before Gabriella dropped that bombshell lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported Shannon was expected to sign a deal worth over $100 million. But now, that deal is dead. Gone. Poof. ESPN cut him loose, and just like that, Shannon's shot at working with Disney-owned platforms, ABC, Hulu, ESPN, all of it, is over. Once you catch a public L this loud and this messy, it's almost impossible to bounce back, especially in corporate media. That one decision to mess with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model killed his whole media empire before it even launched. Just like Katt Williams warned, again, nobody's feeling bad for Shannon. He had everything: power, money, influence. And he threw it all away for what? Let's be real. This wasn't some setup or conspiracy. Shannon had all the red flags in front of him and still ran headfirst into disaster. That $100 million dream gone. That polished ESPN seat vacant, and his image dragged through the dirt. But what do you think? Is this all on Shannon for making reckless moves? Or should ESPN have given him a second chance? And how do you feel about him cutting a fat check to that OnlyFans model while telling his own daughter to stick to a $30,000 wedding budget? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for the real breakdowns you won't get anywhere else, and I'll see you in the next one.